Good evening and welcome to a summary of the news. After 23 months of intense talks with 6 world powers, Iran's Foreign Minister Mohammad Jawad Zarif and his team arrived in Tehran. At a news conference, Zarif and Ali Akbar Salehi, Iran's head of Atomic Energy Organization, spoke about the long-running negotiations and said the deal will have a significant impact on Iran. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu called the deal a stunning historical mistake. Britain's Foreign Secretary Philip Hammond told the Parliament that Israel would not have been satisfied with any kind of nuclear deal with Iran. The deal, he added, should reassure the rest of the world that all routes for Iran to develop a nuclear bomb have been closed off and that the deal could have positive consequences. Diplomats said the UN Security Council is likely to vote next week on a resolution to endorse the Iran nuclear deal and terminate targeted sanctions, but retain an arms embargo and ballistic missile technology ban. Over to Yemen. Militia officials said Yemeni fighters backed by a Saudi-led coalition mobilized troops, weapons and armed vehicles to wrest back the whole of Aden from Houthi forces after taking part of the southern port of Aden yesterday. The local militiamen and army units seized the city's international airport and a surrounding district in the Houthi group's biggest setback in more than 3 months of war. Residents said scores of the fighters were gathering at entrances to their neighborhoods in a planned offensive that the Houthis have dubbed Operation Golden Arrow. In Syria, 13 civilians were killed in the countryside of Aleppo, including a woman with her 3 children and other 4 children. Government forces dropped barrel bombs on a town south of the city of Al-Bab, northeast of Aleppo. 8 civilians, including 3 children, also died due to aerial bombardment on the town of Dar ez-Ezzi, west of Aleppo. In Iraq, officials said a car bomb blast claimed by Daesh terrorists killed at least 5 people in the town of Khala's. The blast, which occurred outside a reputed local doctor's house, also left 11 wounded. The terrorists said the explosion targeted members of the Hashd al-Shabi, an umbrella organization for mostly Shiite militias, which has been playing a leading role in the anti-Daesh fightback. To the United States, for the first time, the once considered blurry images of Pluto will become much clearer thanks to a NASA spacecraft that spent much time snapping pictures as it zoomed by the distant dwarf planet. This report has more.
Crowds at the Johns Hopkins University Applied Physics Lab erupt into cheers after learning a U.S. spacecraft successfully passed through the solar system of Pluto. NASA's New Horizons spacecraft made radio contact with flight controllers about 13 hours after its closest approach to the planet. NASA Administrator Charlie Bolden.
Once again, we've achieved a historic first. The United States is the first nation to reach Pluto. And with this mission, we have visited every single planet in our solar system.
Pluto circles the sun every 248 years in a highly tilted orbit that creates radical changes from season to season. It'll take about 16 months for New Horizons to transmit back all of the thousands of images and measurements taken during its pass by Pluto.
Finally, a look at the weather forecast. Fair across many regions tonight with northwesterly moderate winds. Normal summer conditions are forecast for much of the hilly areas over the coming 2 days, with temperatures hovering around the mid-30s in the capital Amman. The Jordan Valley, the Eastern Plains and the port city of Aqaba should of course expect hot weather, with temperatures touching the 40-degree mark at the Dead Sea. And with this we come to the end of this brief edition of the news. My name's Rad Lupouche. Thank you so much for your time. Have a good night.